Hello. I think I'm recording. Yeah. So it's taken me a while to get this set up today. The light's a little funny outside, and then there's people downstairs talking, so I didn't want to pick up all that. So I am in Salento, Colombia. This is my third day here. And if I'd have known how nice and lovely it was, I would have spent less time in Bogota. Just a really peaceful little city. I'll post some photos up with this. When I left Bogota, I had not been feeling great, and I just got really weary. And so, in the course of traveling, somehow in the cab, I think, is where I left my favorite wool shirt that I wore every day. It's like I always had it on in the morning and in the evening. So now I'm like without that, it feels like I'm missing a second skin or something. But I did bring my Patagonia jacket, so that's been keeping me warm. So my travel day, it's not extended long trip, but it's lots of connections. So, getting up early in the morning, having breakfast, packing, going out, wait for the taxi, never knowing how long it's going to take, 30 minutes or an hour and a half to get to the airport. So got to the airport, go through customs, immigration, catch my flight, leave the airport, deal with taxis, get to a bus station, get to another taxi, get to another bus station. And so that's what the day was like. And so I didn't realize I lost my favorite shirt till the next day. And I'm like, well, I guess it's time to buy a new one. So Salento is really peaceful and quiet. And I'm staying in this great hostel. You can see my room behind me a little bit. And this morning I woke up early, like 5:30. I went down and had breakfast at 6. And then I headed up to the Socorro Valley. I wanted to see the palm trees and do a short hike. And I was told that there's like a really level hike that you can do there for 30 minutes. And I asked people when I was checking in, and they were kept pointing up. Everybody I talked to pointed up. So I wound up doing the most grueling hike I've done in the last couple of years, but going slow and easy and really being impressed. My knees felt great because I had the deep tissue massage yesterday. It was just a stunning massage. I mean, after she was finished, the clicking of my knee was greatly diminished. My left knee felt better. So the big challenge this morning was I couldn't breathe because of just the allergy stuff. So yesterday I went to a pharmacy and talked to a pharmacist, and he gave me a packet of tablets. Take one in the morning, one at night for 5 days. So this is like day 2 starts tonight, essentially. So I just went slow and easy, and lots of up and down. I took my brace, I took my trekking poles, and when I got tired, I sat down and rested for a little while. And just had a stunning time out there hiking. So tomorrow morning, so here's my travel thing. I didn't know what I was going to do when I got to Colombia, but I knew I was going to go to this area. And now that I've come here and had conversations with a few people, I was going to go to Finlandia, but the consensus is that Finlandia is a lot like this place. And then as I go farther north, I'm going to go to smaller and smaller places. And when I told them what places I was going to go to, they all smiled and like gave me a thumbs up. So this town is really tiny compared to Bogota, easily walkable, friendly people. So I took the Willys Jeep this morning, got there at 6:45. We left about half an hour later when they had 12 people. So 2 set up front, and 8 sit in the back, including 3 that were standing on the rear bumper as we go up into the forest. So when I go tomorrow, I decided to go to Santa Rosa de Cabal, which is a hot springs area. 2 different hot springs there. And I did a little research yesterday and found a hostel that just got remarkable reviews and sounds really warm and friendly. So I wrote to them, and they told me that there's a bus that comes by the front of the hostel, and the Jeeps that go up there are 2 blocks away. And so when I get to the hostel, I have transportation to get up to where I want to go. And then farther on, there's a place called Chinchina, as they pronounce it here. And that's where I found this interesting coffee farm. It's been in the family for 60 years, longer than that now probably. And a couple of years ago, maybe 15 years ago, they decided to start adding some kind of lodging. So I wrote to them. I wasn't planning to be there for a while because I thought it was farther north, but that's the next town. So I wrote to them and asked them if they had availability, and they're like, yes. So I switched my plans, and I'm like going moment to moment based upon conversations. One of the guests here this morning, Dasha, she's originally from Russia, but she and her husband and family live in New York. We overheard the conversation, and she came over when I was getting coffee to get her coffee and tell me, you're going to really like it there. Interesting comment from her. With them living in New York City, the only wildlife that they're accustomed to is rats. So this whole thing with forest and trees and birds and what have you is really new to them. So my trip's kind of unfolding. 2 weeks from today, I'll be home. So I'm like, where do I want to spend the rest of my time? And I'm going to have one more long travel day, because when I leave the coffee farm in Chinchina, I'm going to have a day where I have to take a bus, or take a taxi to town, take a bus to another village, wait at that village for collectivo, take another one to the next town, Hardin. And that could take, 4 hours or 8 hours. But after that, I go to Jerico. And then from Jerico, it's a pretty straight shot to get to Medellin. And that's my last stop before I go home. So it's been an awesome trip. I haven't written anything here. Writing's been complicated. Not only because I don't have my laptop, but the places I've been have had really slow Wi-Fi. So what I'm going to do today, my last afternoon and evening here, is put together some photos, post this video. And, one of the things about being where I'm at is I have this amazing view outside of my room. Let's see if I can share that with you. I don't know what that's going to look like. Here we go. It's really, there we go. And so throughout the day and throughout the night, last night there was thunder and rain, and the sun sets and it lights up everything in the village. So I just found a great place to be here. And plus, all the staff are just stunning here. See if I can change that back. You can change. Oh, there we are. So the staff's been great. When I came back from the hike this morning, they asked me how it was, and I was gone for like 4.5, 5 hours, something like that. And when I came back, the man at the desk was telling me, Leon, he realized that tomorrow's Saturday, and so he suggested I go down to the bus station and buy a ticket today. So, I walked down, and I have this little, it's like a Post-it note, but there's no sticky. So I paid the man 14 pesos, which is maybe $4. And he wrote a note on this bright yellow piece of paper. This is your ticket. You bring it back tomorrow. I'll be here 10 minutes before you leave. So everything just flows that way. So I got to the ATM, got more money. So what I'm going to do now, the next part of my trip, there are multiple towns between here and Medellin that I thought about visiting. And as I talked to the staff here, they've been to these places and they know these places well. And one of them was kind of off the beaten track in the opposite direction of the others. And he said, it's a really interesting town, but it's a real pain to get to. So I removed the pain to get to. I've got the one long travel day. And I've decided that if I have extra time, I'm just going to hang out in Jardin or Jerico and then get to Medellin. My friends from Medellin are going to be gone, so I won't be able to see them. And then I'll get to Medellin and maybe stay close to the airport, get up early, jump on a plane, and get back to home in Colorado. So it'll be, I feel like I've been gone for ages because you get into this travel groove. The one thing on this trip that I'm learning is I didn't pack properly. I packed properly for not really knowing what I was going to do, not knowing the environment, the climate. People made recommendations for things like the water filter, and bringing the hammock, and clothing, mosquito repellent, all that sort of thing. And my pack is heavy, and I brought along extra power bank, extra batteries for my camera, and it turns out that I needed a fraction of what I brought. So I'm already dreaming next time about doing something like taking my small 36-liter pack and then one bag for my electronic gear and going super light, because carrying stuff around is a pain in the ass. So tomorrow morning, we'll call the Willys Jeep Company. They'll come pick me up and take me to the bus stop. which is walkable, but I don't want to walk it with my heavy pack. So I'll be dropped off with a Jeep. That's kind of accommodation I'm making because of the weight. So I'll put some things together, put some photos together, and post that here later tonight. This is like Friday evening down here, Friday afternoon down here. So just checking in with y'all. So I'll upload this to YouTube and link it to you. And Mark, happy birthday. I hope everybody's doing great. Ciao.